ARMY in tears. Jaehyun breaks silence on Suga's solo struggles and the bitter truth behind BTS's fragmentation in a moment that sent shockwaves through the global fandom. Seokjin, known to millions as Jin of BTS, finally broke his silence. With a voice trembling not from weakness, but from the weight of years of restraint, he uttered words that ARMYs never expected to hear. "I should have spoken up earlier." Suga was alone. What could possibly drive the eldest member of the world's biggest boy band to such a raw confession? And why now, when the group's solo careers are soaring, does Jin choose to unveil a truth so bitter it left fans sobbing across continents? The revelation did not come during a press conference, nor was it part of a promotional campaign. It emerged in an intimate, emotionally charged moment, one that felt less like a media appearance and more like a reckoning. Jin's admission pierced through the polished veneer of K-pop perfection, exposing a fracture long suspected but never confirmed: the emotional isolation of Min Yoongi, better known as Suga, during his solo journey. For years, BTS has been the epitome of unity. 7 members, 1 voice, 1 dream. But beneath the synchronized choreography and shared laughter, something had been unraveling. Jin's words hinted at a silent struggle endured by Suga, a struggle that was neither acknowledged nor addressed publicly. He carried burdens none of us saw, Jin said, his tone devoid of theatrics, heavy with regret. And I let him. The question now reverberates across fan forums and media outlets. What exactly happened between Jin and Suga? Was this a personal rift, a professional divergence, or something orchestrated behind closed doors? Jin's emotional candor suggests a complex web of circumstances, one that implicates not just individual choices, but systemic pressures within the industry. Suga's solo career, while critically acclaimed, has often been described as introspective, even somber. His lyrics speak of pain, disillusionment, and existential fatigue. Fans have long speculated that these themes were more than artistic devices. They were cries for help. Jin's recent statements seem to validate those suspicions. He didn't just write about loneliness, Jin said. He lived it. This admission raises uncomfortable questions. Was Suga sidelined as other members pursued high-profile solo ventures? Did internal dynamics shift in ways that left him feeling peripheral? Jin's reflections suggest that the group's transition into solo activities was not as harmonious as portrayed. "We were all chasing something," he said, "but in that chase, we lost sight of each other." The emotional gravity of Jin's confession cannot be overstated. ARMYs, known for their unwavering support, found themselves grappling with a new reality, one where their idols were not just artists, but individuals navigating isolation, regret, and emotional distance. Social media erupted with messages of heartbreak and solidarity. "I never thought I'd cry over BTS again," one fan wrote. But Jin's words shattered me. What makes Jin's revelation particularly poignant is its timing. With BTS members increasingly focused on solo endeavors, the group's collective identity has become more symbolic than operational. Jin's words seem to mourn not just Suga's solitude, but the erosion of a bond once considered unbreakable. "BTS as we knew it," he said, "might never return." This statement, while not definitive, carries the weight of finality. It suggests a turning point, not just for Suga, but for the entire group. The idea that BTS could be undergoing an irreversible transformation is both shocking and sobering. Fans are left wondering, is this the beginning of the end, or merely a painful chapter in a longer story? Jin's emotional vulnerability also invites scrutiny of the management structures surrounding BTS. While he refrained from naming specific entities, his comments imply a lack of institutional support during critical moments. "There were things we couldn't say," he admitted, "and things we were told not to see." This cryptic remark has fueled speculation about behind-the-scenes dynamics that may have exacerbated Suga's isolation. The implications are profound. If one of BTS's most prominent members felt compelled to suppress concern for a fellow member, what does that say about the environment in which they operate? Jin's confession is not just a personal reckoning, It's an indictment of a system that prioritizes output over emotional well-being. Yet amid the sorrow, there is also a glimmer of hope. Jin's decision to speak out may mark a shift toward transparency and healing. By acknowledging past mistakes, he opens the door for reconciliation, not just between himself and Suga, but within the group as a whole. "I want us to find each other again," he said, "before it's too late." This sentiment resonates deeply with fans who have long yearned for BTS to remain united, not just in name, but in spirit. Jin's words, though painful, may serve as a catalyst for renewed connection. They remind us that even global icons are human, bound by the same emotional complexities that define us all. As the dust settles, one question remains. What will Suga say? Thus far, he has maintained a stoic silence, choosing to express himself through music rather than interviews. But Jin's revelation may compel a response, one that could either confirm the narrative or offer a different perspective. Until then, fans are left to interpret the silence, hoping it is not a sign of deeper estrangement. In the meantime, Jin's confession continues to reverberate. It has transformed public perception, shifting the focus from chart rankings and album sales to emotional truth. It challenges the notion of success, asking whether it is truly meaningful if achieved at the cost of connection. This moment also underscores the fragility of fame. BTS, despite their monumental achievements, are not immune to the pressures that fracture relationships. Jin's words serve as a sobering reminder that behind every stage performance lies a human story, one that is often messy, painful, and unresolved. For ARMYs, the emotional impact is undeniable. Jin's revelation has prompted a collective introspection, forcing fans to confront uncomfortable truths about the group they love. It has reignited conversations about mental health, artistic autonomy, and the cost of silence. Ultimately, Jin's confession is more than a headline. It is a watershed moment. It marks the end of an era defined by unspoken loyalty and the beginning of one shaped by honesty. Whether this leads to healing or further fragmentation remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: BTS will never be viewed the same way again, and perhaps that's the point. Jin's words were not meant to destroy illusions, but to dismantle them. In doing so, he has given fans something more valuable than perfection. He has given them truth. And in a world saturated with curated images and scripted narratives, that truth is revolutionary. As the world watches and waits, the silence from Suga grows louder. Will he respond? Will the other members speak? Or will this moment remain a solitary confession, etched into the annals of K-pop history as the day Jin chose truth over comfort? Whatever happens next, the emotional tremor has already begun.